YouTube world. It is your girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher. I don't know if anybody's here yet. Hey, CR. Hi, honey. Okay, so I have questions from last week's, I don't know where I'm looking, from last week's, why do I want to say webinar all of a sudden? I don't know where this name is coming from last week's YouTube live. So I'm pulling it up as I do this. Hey, CR, how are you, darling? Where are you from, CR? And now I'm all in your business. Just tell me all your business, honey. Just tell me all your business. As you guys know, so you guys understand how this works. I say hello for about 5 minutes. Then you can just, if you don't want to hear the hellos, you don't want to participate in the hellos, just come in about 5 to 7 minutes after 7. And if I'm on, I probably would have gotten all my hellos out of the way and so on and so forth. So just so you guys know. Wig Orbit. I love the names. Hey, Wig Orbit. I can finally catch you live. Yay. Hi, Monica. Hello, Miss Martinez. Yes, so like I said, hi, Maria. I love y'all. Y'all are so friendly. Hi, everyone. So cute. I love it. Yes, this is our Mickey. Hi, Mickey. This is our funky community we got here on YouTube. I know, it's so interesting because when I used to do Periscope, I would promote. I'm on here at 7. I'm on here at 7. Come watch me. And sometimes I do when it's a certain topic that I think everybody, wants to know about. But you diehard people are here with me so much. Thank you so much for coming because I don't say a damn thing anymore. I just show up. So thank you for coming. I've been able to catch you 2 weekends. Yes, Fashion Unity. It's a miracle. Thank you for having a miracle and joining me. Thank you. Yes, people. So I am makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher from New York City. And I am here, as I always say, to help my fellow fabulous makeup artists just be better. And for some of you who just don't know who the hell is this black girl? I am a makeup artist of 20 years. 20 years! Well, I think come June it'll be 20 years. I can't remember. But June 2020 will be 20 years. I can't believe it. And and so 2020. And I do primarily almost everything. The only thing that I don't do is special effects. I do light special effects, but I don't do cuckoo crazy special effects. And I am... That's what I do. So I'm also an educator and an author of that little joint back there called Assisting Rules. And like I said, I'm just here to help my fabulous makeup artists just be better. That's what I do. Forgive me, my hair is completely wet. You're like, what happened to your hair? My hair is wet. So you guys understand. Okay, hold up. I have like blanket. It's cold in here. So I have blankets. My feet are cold. So I'm just going to rejudge myself just a little bit. I'm crazy. I'm your crazy friend, Monica. I wish I could see your face. I think I know you, crazy Monica. I want to see your face. Hi, good evening. I received my palette. Yay! Thank God, because I sent them all out. But thank you for saying that, Ania. There are, I believe, 3 people who did not really heed the it's only for the US thing. And I was trying to get you guys your palettes. Well, they all came back to me yesterday. And I meant to email you, but I was running around like a crazy person. So if you hear me, your palettes came back to me. I believe one is a Canadian, one is a Mexican, and even Brazil. So those 3 packages came back. Okay, it's my fault. I did something wrong with the customs paperwork. I don't know. So I have to physically go to the post office to get these out to you. So I will write you all individually, but I just wanted to see, she just reminded me of the palette. So I just wanted to say, if you didn't get your palette in Brazil, Canada, and Mexico, it is my fault, and they are here, and I will have to go to the post office this week and fill out the paperwork there to make sure that you get your palettes there. Okay. Public service announcement over. Hi, Tasha. Is it Tasha? Tasha? No, it's not Tasha. It's Tasha. I believe it's Tasha. I do believe it's Tasha. I could be wrong. Let me grab water. So my public service, and I will email everybody individually too about that. Glenn, hey Glenn, hi honey. Glenn was I'm telling you business. Excuse me. Glenn was a hard ass working young lady I had the opportunity to work with in Houston at the Graftobian booth, and she just tore up. She is the type of person that I'm always talking about. Like, when you get an opportunity to work for people, you have to over deliver in what you do. And what do I mean by that? Like, get your ass up and work. That's what I mean by that. And this girl, she just did it. When I tell you that, she just did it all. She was running around and she was working. There was only 3 of us at the booth. The other 2 people that were supposed to join us just bailed on us. Oh, please, honey, that whole Houston show, though I had a really great time. I really did have a great time at the makeup show Houston. I really did. And I got to meet so many of you guys. But I have to tell you, working at Graftobian booth was fun, because we had Glenn and Eric and I were back there. It was fun. I can't say it wasn't fun, but we were exhausted because we didn't have the help. But what I'm saying is that she over delivered in her help in terms of that. And so when you do that, you leave a mark on our hearts. You know what I mean? You will stay in our minds because you work so hard for us. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas when people don't work so hard for you, you might stay on my mind as well too, but you won't, how do you say? It won't be positive, okay? And when I see this lovely young lady's face pop up or her name pop up, it's always positive. I'm always happy to see her. And so that's what I'm talking about, over delivering, okay? That's just my little lesson for today, okay? Hi, Francois, Andre, hello, monsieur. You're probably from you're probably like DeShawn, I'm like from Brooklyn, but that's okay. Tell it, babe. I know. Well, if we're all going back to Houston, hopefully we will all be going back to Houston. If that is the case, I'm calling your ass, And by the way, it was a paid position, right, Glenn? It wasn't like she just came out and did it for free. She got paid. And Graftobian hooked you up. But he hooked you up because you busted your ass. That's why. This is what I'm trying to say. You busted your ass. And so there you go. Have at it, okay? That's what I'm saying. It's Alvaro. Oh, Alvaro. I changed my name. I know who you are, Alvaro. Of course I do, sweetheart. Yes, I changed my name. I don't know if you remember me. Of course I remember you, Alvaro. Of course I do. But I do like Wig Orbit, though. I can't lie and say I don't like Wig Orbit. It's adorable. So guys, this is not an Erica Carr situation. This is not talking about her. I'm tired of talking about her. I'm done with her. I'm like tired. I don't want to talk about that woman anymore. But I did get some questions from you guys that I wanted to really talk about, because it's something that I see that a lot of you guys have issue with. And one of these, Eileen Johnson, wrote me 3 days ago on here on the You and the Tube. She wrote me here on YouTube and asked me a very long question that I appreciate. So if you ask me a long question, don't worry, I will read it sometime. Sometimes the questions are long and I'm like, okay, I'll get to that later. Okay. But yeah, so DeShawn, hi. I always like to meet another DeShawn. Sidebar. When I say sidebar, we used to say sidebar a lot. Like back in my day, we used to say sidebar when we were changing the subject. So I'm saying sidebar. So what's so funny, DeShawn, is that my whole life, I never knew another DeShawn. I was the only DeShawn, honest to God. Then about 25, 30 years ago, all you people started popping up out of the woodwork. I'm telling you, I was the only DeShawn in the history, what it felt like of DeShawn, and especially a girl DeShawn. So when I see the name DeShawn in any way, shape, or form, I'm always like, oh, DeShawn. It's just so cute to me. And I love the way everybody spells it. Everybody has their own way of spelling DeShawn. So it's very cool and very unique. I used to always say when I still say it, and my boyfriend pointed out to me just like a couple months ago, because I was like, oh, I always wanted a boy name. I always wanted a, like, Georgie, or, you know, one of those cute little boy names, like little nicknames. And he was like, you do have a boy name. And I was like, oh, I do. There you go. Just to send you a hug. Thank you. I will take my hug. Thank you, honey. So back off of my sidebar, okay? So now, this young lady had written me a very long thing. I'm looking at my phone. I don't know. I mean, the question is literally on here. If you go on, I believe it's under the Erica Carr thing. And she, like, I don't know if you guys can see my phone. Can you see that? So it goes on and on and on, which is fine. Like I said, I don't mind. The more detailed the question actually is, it's the better it is for me to answer you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you guys ask me questions and I'm like, well, I don't know how to answer that. Because it's so short. Also, isn't this the weekend of IMAX LA, right? I hope you guys are going to IMAX LA. IMAX LA is like the ultimate show. Personally, for me, I freaking love that. I love the layout. First of all, one of the reasons why I love it so much is I love the layout of the show. It's like all the different rooms. I'm an educator for IMAX, sometimes LA or New York or whatever. And I'm an educator. And I got to tell you, as an educator, to have a room that I get to talk to you guys is just priceless, as opposed to always like standing up on a stage. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then you get to meet all the people. So if you're at IMAX LA, people, you better start paying attention to who's walking by you, because that could be an Oscar winner, Emmy winner. It could be all these people. I know tonight is the Golden Globes. I don't know if I'm going to watch. Normally I watch every year religiously, but this year I'm a little annoyed because they snubbed my boys in my show. So I'm not sure I'm watching. But yeah, I don't know. But please don't miss the opportunity if you're in Pasadena, California this weekend. Check out IMAX LA, okay? Don't miss IMAX LA. Makeup Unlimited. You know, Georgie. I have a friend with that name, and she is always called Georgie. I know, but I love that. Or Sammy, or anything. I just love that. But my name is a boy name, so I was asking for it, and I had it the whole time. It was like Dorothy. I want to be home. I want to be home. You are home. You got a boy's name. Thank you. Thank you for loving the Lippy. Sapphira. Am I saying your name right? Sapphira. Is it right? Sapphira. Please tell me, because I feel stupid saying people's names wrong. It drives me crazy. Thank you, Christina. So I wanted to get to the multi-layered question of Miss Eileen Johnson. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to give you a synopsis of what she said. And basically, she was telling me that she's new to the industry. She wants to do TV and film, and I believe a little fashion. Nope. Yeah, well, she said editorial. So she wants to, and runway. So that's fashion. So she wants to do TV, film, fashion. She wants to do it all. Okay. We all know how we all want to do it all. Okay. So, hey, Tori. So she was asking me, like, she's starting to work in film, right? And she's kind of like, she's hitting like a roadblock, and the roadblock would be a senior artist. I'm a senior artist. Most of my people are senior artists, and senior artists are normally people who, I'm going to say normally, who have been in the business for quite a while. I'm 20 years this year. Yay! But, and she's also 2 years old. But yeah, senior artists have normally been in business for like 10 plus years. Okay. I don't like to say 10. I'd like to say like 15, but okay. So 10 plus years. And I'm shiny as a shits. 10 plus years. And you know how I do. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to come in here shiny. And let's Sorry, you know how I got to reach out and unshine myself. And so she has been working. My battery power, my phone is low. She has been working, sorry. She has been working with some of these senior artists. And since she's so new, she was asking them specific questions about what to do. Sorry, guys. She was asking specific questions about, how much do you make? What's the rate? What's this? And she found out that senior artists don't want to tell her. And she doesn't understand why she's hitting these walls with senior artists and rates. Okay. So this is a funky situation because I understand both sides because we all have been newbies at one point. If you're a new newbie, congratulations for joining this funky world. But, people get, it's sort of like walking up to somebody. Honestly, it's sort of like walking up to somebody and asking them, hey, how much do you make? It's just such a private question. And just because this is a world of artists, it's still a very private question because if I were in corporate America, okay, and one of you guys walked up to me and asked me, what do you make? It would have been like, well, what the hell were you asking me for? It's not your damn business. And that's kind of how it feels. It feels intrusive and invasive in a way. But I understand why you asked because you don't know. And that's what Eileen was saying. She was saying that she's only asking because she's looking for guidance. Okay. And when you're seeking out guidance, sometimes the guidance that you're seeking is ill-timed. And what do I mean by that? It's like sometimes I had a young lady ask me while she was my assistant. She literally asked me almost in front of a sea of people what my rate was that day. And I was like, girl, this ain't none of your damn business. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was sort of like there's a time and there's a place to ask those questions. Now, I don't know when she asked her people because I'm assuming she was assisting or maybe she was second makeup artist on a film set or something. And she asked, what is the rate? I don't know when she asked. I'm not sure if she just, waited until the day was over, waited until she got home and then emailed them. I don't know what she did, but the response was basically either they ghosted her and didn't want to tell her, or they basically was like, yo, it's none of your business. It all depends on how you guys approach people. And a lot of times newbies have a way of approaching senior artists with this gimme, 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 gimme thing. And it rubs us the wrong way. I had a young gentleman artist come up to me at a show and, oh, I love you. I love your book. I love blah, blah. And I was like, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then he said, can you give me a list of all your photographers? I'm like, man, I don't even freaking know. Like, what? So this is what I'm saying. Sometimes these things are ill-timed. You know what I mean? First of all, I don't know you, right? So you have to understand, like, the relationships that you have with people. Again, remember, salary is a very private thing. Just because you're new doesn't mean that somebody's going to tell you. This is the things that you have to understand. Sometimes you have to build up a rapport with a person. Sometimes somebody has to trust you, because what happens if I just told you my salary, then you run around tell everybody else my salary? Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to wait to have a rapport with somebody, or you have to do research and find it out on your own. But I mean, so I am the one who tells you all the time, I'm here to help. I'm here to, help you guys with whatever questions you may have. And I don't really mind. This is the forum for it, right? But now I'm working on a job, right? And you're standing there, and maybe the producer would have walked away, and you feel at that moment it's the right time to ask me, hey, how much is the rate for this job? It's like, yo, that's none of your damn business. So you see what I'm saying, guys? You understand? Like, it's just a time. Sometimes Sometimes it's just a timing issue, or sometimes it's just none of your damn business. I'm sorry to say it that way. Sometimes it's just none of your business. It's all in how you ask. It's all in when you ask, and it all depends on the artist if they want to tell you or not. And so not all artists are like that. But again, sometimes newbies are so eager to get information that you don't think about you don't think about the delivery. You don't think about, you just gassed me up, right? You just literally gassed my ass up, right? Oh, I love you. I love your book. I love your work. Oh, can you give me something? That's not how you ask for something. And that happens a lot to a lot of senior artists. A lot of, oh, I'm going to kiss your ass here. I'm going to kiss your ass here. I'm going to kiss your ass here. Oh, can you give me something? It happens all the time. It doesn't work well for newbies. When you do that, it leaves a very bad taste in our mouths when you do that. So I wanted to say, I'm not saying this is what Eileen did. This is just this is just like, me. So this is not Eileen. We're answering Eileen's question, but I'm not saying this is what Eileen did. Okay. Fashion Unity, I agree. Once you become close enough with another artist, they may share by giving you a gauge of what you should get. Thank you, Fashion Unity. Yes, a gauge, not what are you making today? A gauge. The question should be, what can I expect in terms of pay? Give me a low and give me a high. That's what you want to know. You don't want to know what I make. You want to know what the low and the high is. Right? That's how you respectfully ask somebody a salary question. But to come out and say, yo, DeShawn, what you making? It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Bella. Hi, honey. It's just none of your business. And so this is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. There's a time and a place for everything. And unfortunately, sometimes you kind of can rub a senior artist the wrong way, wanting to know certain information. And like I said, sometimes it just might be online. If you just type it in, it just might pop up. But instead, you want to come to us. Sometimes I get agitated over questions that you literally can look up. Look it up. Like, why are you bothering me? I have people who, oh, let me call DeShawn and ask. I have people who text me and stuff, and it's the question sounds so like urgent, and I'm like, oh my God, what's the question? Oh my God, well, Sean, I have something very serious to ask you. I'm like, oh my God, what is it? And then it's like, what color purple did you use? Like, that ain't urgent. That did not require a phone call from me. That did not require some special whatever from me. That was just a question. So you see what I'm saying? I worked a commercial. I worked a commercial once, and on the call sheet, it listed everyone's day rate. Oh, and that's how I knew that before that I was lowballing myself. Oh, wow. Well, I've never seen a call sheet like that. Child, I wish they would put my rate on some call sheet. I would be pissed off. That's not a, yeah, I'd be pissed about somebody putting my rate down like that. That would not be cool. With me, that would not be cool. Hey, Giovanna, I didn't see you up there, sweetie. Thank you for the hug. I'll take it. Hey, Erica. Yeah. Nah, don't be putting my rate down nowhere. It's none of your business. It's none of the grip's business. It's none anybody's business what I'm making. That is a very strange thing to do, I have to say. I'm glad that you got an education out of it and you knew that you should be making more money, but yeah, don't be putting my salary down. I would be like hooting and hollering. I'd be like, take that shit down, because that would not work for me at all. So Eileen's question, oops, I shouldn't have touched it. Eileen's question was multi-layered. So I just answered about 2 of her 7 or 8 questions, which is, like I said, I don't really have a problem with it. So since she is in film and television, she wanted to know rates. Seriously, you guys have got to start using Google. I think one of the problems that senior artists have with newbies is the lack of ingenuity, the lack of research that you do. It's off-putting to us, because you have to remember, I keep saying this, people like me, right, who's 20 years now, this year, 20 years in the business, had to start when we didn't have Google. We had, I think, did we have Yahoo back then? We had to start when the search engines were barely working. That's just me. There are people who've been in the business 30 years who didn't even have the internet. You understand what I'm saying? And so you guys have this crazy thing called the internet, this crazy thing, which means that all you have to do is, you don't even have to type into the computer anymore. You just have to say, hey, so and so, everything's going to activate if I say, uh-oh, did I just turn it on? Did you hear that? It went boom. Don't say anything. But if you call out, that machine will come on and you can ask it anything you want. And you don't. Instead, you want to come to us. And it's like, if you just did your own research, you would find that out, and then you can ask a pointed question. Well, DeShawn, I went on 5 different websites and I got these answers for rates. Can you help me? Then that is something that tells me at least you did your homework. But a lot of people, you guys treat senior artists as if, 1, we don't work, and 2, we are your Google. You know what I mean? And we're not. We're senior artists who are working. And so I just kind of want you guys to understand that, honestly, I type in so many different things. I am such a Google crazed person. I am constantly on Google. How do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? What is that? How much is this? I am constantly on Google. I don't understand why you guys aren't. The answer's there. I'll tell you, 20 years ago, the answer may have not been there. Because remember, Google is like, I'm old. Remember, I'm old. So Google is like the encyclopedia. Do you guys remember the Encyclopedia Britannica? And I think it was every year or maybe every 2 or 3 years, there'd be a new edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica. And the salesman would come to your house, knock on your door, and sell your mom the Encyclopedia Britannica because your kids needed it, right? That's all it is. This is all the internet is an encyclopedia. That's all it is. And for you young people, that's a set of books. It's a set of books that we had when we were kids that we had to literally look through and search to find the answer. And then when we couldn't find the answer in the Encyclopedia Britannica, then we had to take our ass to something called the library. And we had to sit there for hours and put together information. Now you can just ask your computer. And so we don't understand why you don't just ask your computer. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the problems that senior artists have with newbies. You guys always don't say always, I hate to say always. You guys have a way of saying, some of you guys have a way of saying, oh man, that person ain't gonna help me. Oh man, that person, because you're not helping yourself. Senior artists want to help people who want to help themselves. They don't want to help people who just want to give me. They want to help people. We want to help people. I want to help people who are serious. When I see that there's bullshit afoot, I'm completely uninterested. I'm not going to spend my time on somebody who doesn't want to do the work. I'm not going to spend my time. I'm not going to mentor you. I'm not even going to give you no damn advice. You don't want to spend the time. And so this is the problem. So I want to, and again, this is not Eileen. This is just me answering a question. I see you guys are writing to me. Mickey, I feel like when rates are concerned, people forget about factoring in the cost of doing the service. I agree. Marilyn, hey, Marilyn, Google doesn't tell makeup artists what to charge. It's a super guard. No, it isn't. Sorry, Marilyn. Wrong. Wrong. It does tell you. It tells you. If you look it up, it'll tell you. I swear to God. I looked it up not too long ago. I was looking for something myself. It was right there. I'm telling you, you have to do work. You have to go on to the internet and look. Not everything's going to come up on the first 12 searches. If you just look, it is there. But y'all don't want to look. You don't want to look. It is there. Believe you me, I would not say it's there if it wasn't there. It's there. Believe you me, it's there. Oh, yes, it is. It's there. I was looking up some obscure state one day and somebody's rate came up. It is there. You have to look. It's called research. It's not called hitting Google and one thing comes up and there's your answer. That's not how it works. That's not what research is. Research is digging through all of those pages, just like we kids used to have to do when we went to the library. There is a multitude of things on there pages or sites or whatever, and you have to open them up and you have to dig to find your answer. But it is there. Don't say that it's not there. That irritates me. Don't say that it's not there because it's there. No, she's not correct, Phoenix Beauty. It is there. Sorry, it is there. Sorry, it is there. You have to do your homework. You guys are not doing your homework. You guys are letting the first 12 websites tell you that it's not there when it is there. You might have to dig into that website, but I'm telling you it's there. I believe that if you offer a professional to pay, I believe that if you offer a professional to pay them for 15 minutes of their time, then it shows you respect their time. I agree, but most people don't want to offer. Most people don't offer, can I pay you? Most people want to buy you coffee, even though I do like a cup of coffee. But most people want to buy you coffee. Most people, it's just an interesting industry where I do notice that newbies, and obviously not all newbies, but I have noticed how newbies just gimme, 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 gimme. And it's like, and the other thing is like, you guys will ask once. I've noticed that about people. You guys will ask somebody once, or you'll email somebody once every 6 months. It just doesn't, man, y'all have got to understand how this joint works. It's interesting how it's just interesting because, I mean, I just remember back in the day, and I think maybe that's what it could be. It could just be a generational thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just the internet is too convenient, and you don't take it as a resource to learn because it's just right there. And I think if you were forced to look through an encyclopedia, if you were forced to literally go out to the library and sit there for hours and do research and homework, then I think you'd get what I'm saying. But a lot of times I just don't think there's a disconnect here with the researching. And it's just interesting to me how people, Marilyn just said it's not there. And I'm telling you it is. I'm telling you it is. Was it the first answer that popped up? No, it wasn't. But I'm telling you it's there. But you have to search for it. And it's like people give up on shit. I will be on, if I'm looking for a particular answer, I'm so research nosy that I will continually just read and read and read. And I will go through 7 or 8. You know how they have like, they'll have the page and it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I might go to page 10, which means I have just hit 120 websites. And I might read all of those websites to get my full answer. But y'all won't do that, and then you'll tell me it's not there when I know it's there. It is there. Everything is there. I'm not everything. That's ridiculous thing to say. But 99.999% of stuff is here. You just have to search for it. You have to search for it. And if you want something, you have to pay for it. Sometimes you have to pay. There are mentorships all over the place. This is why I don't offer mentorships too often, because people, I know I'm the free girl on here, but most people just don't want to pay. Why should I pay DeShawn? She'll tell me what I need. There's a lot of stuff that you guys don't even understand. I can give you a rate today, but there's so much layeredness to this business. But y'all, it's just very surfacey. You have to understand there's so many levels to this. There's so many levels. This is why I said to you guys in a live a couple of weeks ago, 2020 is coming. Are you planning for 2021? Because it takes time for you to gather your research and do your strategic plans and do all of this. It's not just about makeup. This is why I keep saying it's so much more than makeup. And you have to put in the work in order to get the information that you desire. And a lot of times people just don't want to put in the work. You don't. Let me see. Rosemary D. Hi, Rosemary. I have spent 3 years on creating my training, 1,000 hours in aesthetics and makeup classes over the past 10 years. Hello. I had to use the encyclopedia. Wasn't that a bitch? Wasn't that just a bitch? Yeah, it was. The government tracks our industry just like every other one. Artists who do real business and pay their taxes reports income that we can access as well. Thank you, Fashion Unity. I appreciate the astuteness of that answer. Oh, here we go. Arati. I think it's Arati. I agree. I offered to pay for this kind of advice. There's so many ways. I agree. It's so much easier than when I first started. Yeah. Oh, Fashion UD, isn't it? It's so much easier. I tell you, when I first started, oh my God, it was like there weren't that many people with websites and there wasn't that much information. I literally had to go to the library when I first started. I couldn't get the information off of the internet. It wasn't there. I had to go to the library to look up demographics, and even in New York. I'm only going to speak about New York. I don't know other states, or cities. But even in New York, I was looking for demographical information. Right back 20 years ago, and the person was like, "Yeah, you got to go to this." There was like we have like in New York, we have like a planning. I forgot. It's 20 years ago I went, but we have like some office of planning and such and such and such and such, right? That literally list. It's almost like a census. So it's like, they gathered all this information. I think I just threw the books out. They gathered all this information. It's called the demographical breakdown of all the areas in New York City. And I literally had to not go to the library to get it. I had to go to the office of something, something, something in New York City, the department of something, 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 New York City. I remember down by Chambers Street to go get these two books that will give me a demographical breakdown of New York City. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of research I did to become a makeup artist. What are you doing? You got Google and you're telling me it's not on Google. I mean, come on, it's there. Yeah, I think it's generational. I think the convenience is making people a little lazy because there's a lot of stuff. No, it wasn't the Chamber of Commerce. I know what you're saying. No, it was like, it's New York. It's like the office of it was like something like, do I still have those books? It was like the office of departmental. I mean, it was ridiculous. But yeah, no, it wasn't. No, the Chamber of Commerce is an extremely amazing resource that people completely ignore, um, that you should be taking full advantage of, but barely anybody will go. But that's just another resource. But no, I did not go to. It literally was like the department of such and such with such a. It was ridiculous. I see the store. I see the storefront in my head right now. Me going and getting my little books, my little green and blue book. I remember it like it was yesterday. Can I have the da, 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 da? And it gave you socioeconomic breakdown too. So socioeconomic is what so you guys understand this demographical breakdown is more like ethnicity, and some in income, crap, I forgot. But then socioeconomic breakdown is in each area, what are they spending their money on? Now, back then, they didn't go as deep as they go today. Today, they can go really deep. Like, how much money do women spend on beauty? How much money does they go really, really deep with the socioeconomic today? And it's online. You could look it up online. But back in the day, it was in a book, and like I said, I didn't feel like they went as in depth as they do today with that type of information. So let me say, what is the best way to network with new people in the industry who you wish to work with? Christina, do you have my book? Go get my book. Let's see. DeShawn, I brought your book. See, Ashley brought my book. Maybe she has a question. I just brought your book and I am in love with it. Thank you. Thank you for all your wonderful tips and tricks. I used a template for leaving voice messages and I got a call back. Yay! Did you see the call? Did you, like, honestly, literally, like, no joke, those two calls that you see in my book are literal calls, like no joke. Like those are calls that was stuck in my brain. I have more. I have more calls that I could have put in there, but I did not. But yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, Ashley, and I'm happy for you. And Rosemary says, "How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it, people? How bad do you want it?" Girl, research back in the day was real footwork. Yes, Tori, wasn't it? It was real footwork. It was no joke. Nowadays, you sit here on the computer and you saying, I can't find it. Inside Out. Yes, I usually keep digging until I find the answer. Yes, you have to keep digging. It's not enough to just type in a question and think it's not open sesame. Oh, Jeannie, what's the answer? No, you have to dig. It's there. So Inside Out said, yes, I usually keep digging until I find the answer when doing research. It's on Google. And if it's not, then you can find something that will lead you to your answer somewhere. Exactly. Exactly. Because sometimes what will happen is you're right. You'll look up something and you're like, well, it's kind of close to it, but that's not what I want. So I'm going to maybe I'll keep reading through. But this particular article, there's a lot of articles. There's so many bloggers now. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's so many bloggers and everything. It's there. You just have to keep reading. Listen, I found out this person's, not this person, I found out this area's rate. Because I'm nosy. Sometimes she's just nosy. She's nosy. And I was just looking up at obscure areas day rate for, I think it was like, yeah, I just was looking up day rates. And it took me about, I want to say half an hour, maybe. It took me about a half an hour, maybe a little longer, maybe 45 minutes to find out what the rate was in this particular part of the town. And I was like, oh, there it is. Got it. Boom. But it took 45 minutes. It wasn't the first thing that popped up. And it wasn't the first website that popped up, but it was there. And I got my answer. You have to stick with it. You know, you have to if you don't find the answer, the first 10, I think it's like, what is it? The first 12, I think it's 12 websites that they put on the opening page, if you don't find it in the first 12, then keep looking. And then sometimes it's the way you're wording it. Sometimes you might have to word your question in a different way. Remember, it's a big search engine. It's the same thing as YouTube. It's a big search engine. That's all it is. You have to word it in a different way. Libra, Kiki. The Libra in me must know everything. So I love researching. Maybe that's what it is, Kiki. I don't know. Can I get a Kiki? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we crazy Libras. Maybe that's what it is. We will listen. Don't get me started on crazy Libras. Yeah, don't get me started on crazy Libras. We're crazy. Yeah, don't get me started on that. Yes. I appreciate y'all large. Sorry, just join the chat. Do you think it's super important to have a website since everything is so social media driven? Of that page is solely a business page. Amelia, excuse me for my nose is itching. Girl, do you not know who I am? Get a website. She preaches website like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, get a website, period, point blank. And follow me on here and go through the 50 videos that are below when you get off this joint. But I appreciate your question. Mickey's like, unfortunately, people in my generation really don't like to read anymore. It's kind of sad. Somebody actually, those bad call examples were hysterical and unreal. Yep, they were real. Oh, they were real, Ashley. They certainly were. As we say, I shit you not. They were 100% real. I didn't even put the one in where I got cursed out. That's another one. But oh, yeah. They were 100% real. But the best advice I ever heard was learn from other mistakes. Yeah, you got to learn from your mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. That's why I know so much. I didn't wake up like this. I made a lot of mistakes. Oh my God. Rosemary, your skin looks great. Thank you, Rosemary. It's called Graftobian. Luckily, like I came out of the shower and came here. Forget it's a long day. Okay, Mickey says that's also why they can't find anything. People lightly skim and pass over all of the good info. Yeah, I devour the internet like it's a really good novel. I really do. Sometimes I could be on here for hours, like, oh, what's that? I really dig into it. And then there's sometimes, listen, Listen, if you follow me online, sometimes I'm just tired. And sometimes I don't want to search because I'm a searcher. So I might ask, like, if I'm on a message board, hey, what is so and so? I'm just lazy. I don't feel like doing the search. Can you give me the answer? So do I understand how sometimes you just want your answer? Do I understand that? Yes. But you have to be the type of person at least to do research. And when I see people who don't really do the research, they don't do the homework, and then you just come on places and ask blanket questions, then that's where the problem kicks in. It makes us feel like you just don't want to do the work. Sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes I don't want to do the work. Sometimes I'm tired, you know. But most of the time, I'm willing to do as much work as I possibly can to get my answer, you know. Belladonna. My grandmother's a Libra. I'm so sorry. Is she crazy? Libras were a little hoo-hoo. But we mean well. We're lovely people, but we're a little hoo-hoo. As I say, we're the schizophrenic sign. That's what I always say, because there's always a hoo-hoo going on there. Always a hoo-hoo. DeShawn, heard this the other day. What do you get when you don't get what you want? Experience. I learned more from trying than succeeding. You know, Rosemary, that's so true. You are right. I like that. I too have learned so much more from just trying. I've learned so much more from trying and falling on my god daggone ass. Okay, I've learned so much from making massive, um, massive mistakes. I've learned a great deal from messing up. You know, yeah, I've learned a lot. I totally agree. So, that was my that's kind of like my sermon is like, I want you guys to understand. Want you all. I mean, I really mean this. I want you all to succeed, but there are ways, just normal etiquette, not even like makeup artist etiquette. It's just normal etiquette, not to walk up to somebody and say, "Yo, how much you making today?" I mean, just like normal common sense says, don't approach people like that, but yet you still do. You know what I mean? It's just an interesting it's just interesting. You know what I mean? Like how you guys can approach people. And I get it. You want information, but God, it's in the way that you do it. It can be very off-putting. It could be very off-putting. Latin Crisley? Hey, John. This is Chris. Hi, Chris. I adore your book and I went to your makeup forever. Oh, so I remember hi. Cool. Preach. Rosemary, preach. Mickey, I was dealing with this last year after spending so much time on social media and seeing so many people who looked more successful than me. I had to take a step back and understand that everything, oh, that's right, it takes a minute, doesn't happen overnight, regardless of how things seem online. Oh my God. Confetti. Yeah. Everything doesn't happen overnight. Believe me, overnight sensations are not overnight sensations. They've been doing this for a while. The only way you're an overnight sensation is if your mommy or your daddy is, running things. You know what I mean? And then they just say, here, you do it. That's different. But 99% of us, it's not overnight. It has taken us a long time. So she wanted to know rates for TV, and I'm gonna break this down for you guys so you can understand. So when you guys ask blanket questions like that, the response is large. It's another reason why you don't get the answers that you want. Really, technically, the response is large because rates depend on so much. It depends on your experience. It depends on your resume. If you know, and then when we tell you the rate, then you get upset. So newbies, when you first start off in film, you're probably going to make nothing to maybe $50 for the whole film, not $50 a day for the whole film. So you could be working 2 weeks on something and get $50. You don't understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people just don't want to tell you the truth because it's hard. it's hard to realize that that's going to happen. It's hard to tell somebody. Well, it's not hard for me to tell you because, okay, but it's hard because it happened to me. I started doing film work and I started out doing student films. You're not going to start out working on major motion pictures. You're not going to start out working on indie films. You're not going to start out doing that. It's like I wrote an article. I never published it. I should publish it. Um, it's called Delusions of Grandeur. That's what it's called. So if you ever see me publish a story, it's you see the word delusions of grandeur, right? That's what happens when people join this industry. I had the tick in my brain. Many other people have a tick in their brain about how much money you're supposed to make, where you're supposed to start, all of these things. I was delusional, delusions of grandeur. I thought I heard Kevin O'Quan was making $10,000 a day. Wow, I didn't know the money was so plentiful. I'll just take five. If you're going to give Kevin 10, I'll take five. I'm a grown ass woman with a brain when I came into this industry. Grown ass. And that's what I thought. So, of course, I understand how you guys could think something similar because nobody's really explaining it to you. But I too thought if he's making 10, well, I'll take five. What's the big deal? I'll take five. And it only was once you throw yourself into this industry, you will realize that thinking that I'm supposed to make something is wrong. Anything that you think you're supposed to have, you ain't gonna get. Why? Because you're a newbie. And newbies start just like everybody else. You start on the low end of the spectrum. That's what it is. And I didn't understand that until I think maybe my second job. Believe me, you learn fast. But I didn't learn, I think, until my second job that, oh shit, I'm not going to be making any real money. Oh shit, nobody told me that. See, or you can make you could make something, but then like there's all these different things about the union and oh, don't get me started. But there's just a lot. There's a late. It's not just as simple as telling you, oh, it's $50, or it's this, it's a conversation that you're supposed to have. You're looking for a specific, like a lot of times you guys ask something and you think the answer is just quick. You think it's just, DeShawn, what's a day rate for film? And I might say, I think it's like 1,200. And you go, oh my God. But now if I were really going to give you advice, I'd have to ask you questions. I can't just throw a number at you. I cannot tell you as a senior artist making $1,200, telling a newbie who just got here less than a year or two or three sometimes that they will be making $1,200 because it's just unheard of. No, it's not unheard of. It happens. But it's not always, it's not constant, but you guys are looking for a quick answer and it's not that quick. You have to sit down. That's why you have to sit down and talk to us. You have to sit down and talk to us. You have to give more information. You have to explain more of what your goals and your dreams are, and then we can help build you up. But we can't do that with just a blanket question. Hey, how much is a day rate for working on a film set? $50 for you. And it's not even a day rate. So there's just too much to it that you guys keep thinking it's a quick answer. It's not a quick answer. That's all. You just keep thinking it's a really quick answer. Not. For people looking for resources like Mr. Sean's book, the Powder Group is great. They hold a lot of classes in LA and New York. I meet so many union artists and learn so much about rates and bookings. Thank you, Ashley. I used to be an educator for the Powder Group. I happen to love the Powder Group myself. It is a great resource. All of the shows are a great resource. The makeup show, IMAX, all of these things are resources, but y'all ain't going. You know what I mean? Y'all not going because you upset over Morphe. You're not going. I'm not going to the show because there's too many influencers. I'm not going to. So you're allowing all these other people to F up your education because they're there. Who gives a rat's ass if they're there? So I keep saying, y'all are looking at things in the wrong way. So what? They're there. Who cares? Oh, all I hear are complaints. Oh, the line for Morphe. Oh, this, oh, that. Oh my God. It's like, y'all, ugh. You are, again, it's almost like you're running in a competition. It's like everybody talks about, like, you guys are in a race, right? And what's happening is you keep looking back. You're running, but every single time a runner will tell you, every single time they turn their head, that slows them down. And all you guys keep doing is turning your head, and it's slowing your asses down. So if you wonder why you're not getting anywhere, it's because you're complaining about the shows, you're upset they're influencers, you're upset. And I was too, but you know what? I realized that's like me saying, oh, there were influencers at the show. I'm not going to speak to you. I'm just going to stay here because I don't like the fact that IMED has a line for Morphe. I'm not going to teach. This is stupid. Why wouldn't I be there? Why wouldn't I be there to talk to the two people that might be the audience? You get what I'm saying? What's the big damn deal? But you keep blocking yourselves, talking about all this jibber jabber when you're supposed to be there for your education. I'm just saying, y'all looking at the wrong things. Ashley said it. There are resources. The Powder Group is one. You could type them all in. There's many resources. Hi, I Scotty C. Thank you for sharing your insight and knowledge. Well, thank you, I Scotty C, for being here. Scare. Ooh, Megan. Ooh, she's getting like that big confetti that goes like this. Boom. Scarcity mindset does not breed prosperity. Girl, put that joint on a t-shirt. What? Yes. Bye, Lori. Leighton. Hi, Leighton. That's because insecurities, jealousies make people focus on the wrong things. You said it. You said it. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the wrong things. You're not doing the research you're supposed to be doing. You're not taking, there's a lot of things. I gotta tell you guys. Remember, 20 years. I think come June, I gotta check my paperwork. But 20 years, and I cannot tell you all the stuff I had to do to get the little bit of information I got 20 years ago. Oh my God, is it here? Oh shit, it's not here. Where I just had it. I'm in here cleaning. Mother effer. I just had it. Crap. I was gonna show you guys. Is it here? I just pulled it out. God diggy daggit. Anyway, it was when I had first. I wasn't even a makeup artist yet. I was. Where is it? Crap. I wasn't even a makeup artist yet. I was still in corporate America. And I'm in here cleaning up the office and stuff. And I came across a binder. So you guys know how much I love a binder. You know how much I love a binder. And so I came across the binder that I first started with, right? And it's one of those. What is it? Oh man, I should have put it to the side. It's one of those big, thick binders, like this big. It's filled with all the research I did the first year. It's filled. It's like literally like the binder's like what 4 inches thick, 4 or 5 inches thick. It is filled. It has over 1,000 sheets of paper in it, 2,000 sheets of paper in it. That's the type of research I did. Where is it? All right, next week I'll show you my binder. We'll do a binder thing because I had it. I'm literally if you were to see, the floor is full of crap right now because I have pulled everything out and I'm rearranging and I'm throwing stuff out, whatever. But the floor is just full of crap. But I found my binder of heaven of the research that I did when I first started. Okay, so I really, when I tell you it's like almost 2,000 sheets of paper, it really is, and it's heavy as a mug. It feels like it weighs like 5-8 pounds. It's very heavy. So don't tell me you can't do the research today. I did everything with. I remember I was working on mother effer. I was working on some type of film. I cannot even remember what the special effects was I wanted. And I remember This is how I find out information 20 years ago. Nowadays, if I type in, how do I do a burn, special effects burn, I look it up. It'll probably come up in the first page. Somewhere on that page, it'll tell me. Back in the day, I had to do a special effects and I didn't quite understand how to do it. But I knew that this dude that worked on a movie, was he an Oscar winner or was he Oscar? I don't know, but he was something. And his name popped up. I read credits. So his name popped up and I said, maybe I can find him and ask him a question. It took me 3 days of research to find him. I had to go to IMBD. I had to do all of this really crazy crack ass research to find him, just to say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you, and I gave him a rundown of who I was or whatever. Can you explain to me how this works? And sure enough, he answered me. And it took me 3 days of communication that would probably take 4 seconds here. This is what I'm saying. I found it. It's in my paperwork. But this is what I'm saying. It just, oh man, I'm mad that I can't find it. I am. The I Met Show is how I met you. Yes, Tori. And when I met Show with this, oh yes. See, Tori, you get it. Child, you get it. You get it. I can't. Look at this. Jesse, the makeup artist at the Joe Blascow in Newman. Is that Newnan? Georgia are very helpful. They allow you to come in and practice, ask questions, discuss products, lighting, etc. I mean, there are some stores. We have Alcone here in the city. That was a tremendous resource for me when I first started. I'm not going to say they still do this today, but they were a tremendous resource for me when I first started, because I would call them up and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. The makeup just fell off the face. I was working on a film, Lemonade. It's called Lemonade. It was a lemonade stand. I don't know, but it was a really cute film. And I believe it was my first real film where I got paid and I sat down with the script and, oh God. And I got to sit down with the director and the artist and get the feedback and the background story and the backstory. Oh, it was great. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity. In fact, one of the girls that are in the movie is like a major star now, which I thought was like, wow, that's so cool. So I forgot what I was saying. Lemonade. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. I reminisced too hard. She reminisced too hard. She was thinking of Lemonade in the brain. Help me what I was saying. I'll tell you later. Oh, yes. So we're filming Lemonade. Okay. So we're filming Lemonade on Lemonade Stand. I can't remember. I got to look it up. And one of the actors was up. Oh my God. It was the hottest freaking day that year. Honestly, it really was. No joke. It was the hottest day that year. And everything was going well. But one of the scenes required the actor, he was like a thief, right? It was a comedy. It was so cute. So he was a thief and he had to wear a turtleneck, like all black, and a hat. Like, he's a thief. So he's literally up on a roof, a tar roof on the hottest day of the summer that year. And he was sweating profusely, which was fine. But then all of a sudden I noticed, what the hell is happening? The makeup started to literally crack. I've never seen this in my life. You see crackle finish, right? Where the makeup just kind of like cracks. And then he didn't even have that much makeup on, was the point. His makeup just started to crack. And underneath, you see his skin was like beet red. It was so red. And I was like, what the hell happened? I've never seen that before. And I called Alcone, the store Alcone. And I was like, I've never seen this before. The makeup just cracked. It just cracked. I don't know what to do. And they were like, oh, it's okay. He's just too hot. It just, the skin, the makeup can't withstand that much heat. He was really super hot to the point where the makeup artist had to say, you got to stop filming you got to stop filming. And I literally was on top of the roof with him on a ladder on one side. And I was like, we got to stop filming. We got to cool you down. I literally had to run around and buy ice packs and pack up his body. And we had to cool him down because his body temperature was so hot that he literally the makeup literally was like melting and cracking off of his face. But I called Alcone to help me, a store full of makeup artists. And they were, to this day, I see that lady who helped me. To this day, I see the lady when I call the store, I see her sometimes in the show. And all I can think about is she was a lifesaver for me because I'd never seen makeup react like this before. I did not know what to do. I've never, ever seen it happen since. It wasn't like I had done anything different than I've done 20,000 times already. It was just the temperature, that the roof and him, it was too much. And it just literally cracked off of his face. So I called Alcone a resource for me that helped me tremendously. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, you guys, there are lots of resources out there for you, but you're ignoring them. You're ignoring them. You've got to do your research. You got to do your homework. You got to have some goddamn common sense. You've got to be respectful of people's pricing and things like that. And there's just too many ways that you guys are, as I always say, that you're blocking your blessings because you're too eager and too hungry to just take a beat. I just want you to take a beat before you ask a senior artist, yo, how much did you make today? You take a beat. Right? Just take a beat. You'll get the answer, but take a beat, you know? Oh my God. Rosemary's like, girl, my last film, I had to go to the ER with my principal actress. Heat exhaustion? Yeah. He almost had heat exhaustion. Almost. If I didn't put my foot down, I really put my foot, because he was like, DeShawn, I don't want to stop. I was like, we really need to stop. I said, we really need. And the only reason why we stopped shooting is because I said to him, continuity. It's going to be a continuity issue, because he was also the director. I was like, there's going to be a continuity issue if we don't get you off this roof. That's the only reason why he stopped. It's the only, if I didn't think of that, he would have died up on that roof. I love our world. I love our world. So that is my sermon for this evening. I know a lot of you guys want to watch the Golden Globes, and I understand that, and I'm not mad. And I have to finish cleaning up here anyway. But I just wanted to share that with you because I know that the frustration of being in this industry, and I understand the frustrations of wanting your answer, but perhaps not getting it. But I'm telling you, I promise you, people, if you go on there and type in, what is the day rate for film in Alaska, it should pop up. And if you don't get to Alaska, let's say, if you don't get exactly to the point where, okay, what's the day rate in Queens, New York? Maybe you might get the day rate for Brooklyn. Maybe you might get the day rate for Staten Island. You get what I'm saying? You might get the day rate is the point. So you have to learn to sit at the computer and literally read and go through so much. I promise you, I know for a fact it's there, because I can't talk to you if I don't do the research, correct? I can't come up here and spew. I mean, if I didn't know what I was talking about, right, then why am I sitting here telling you? You know what I mean? Yes, I know there are a lot of people on here who do that, who don't know shit and talk to you, but that's another story. That's a whole nother story. But I have done my research. I have done it, and I'm telling you it's right there. I promise you it's right there. I would not tell you people it's there if it wasn't. I promise you it's there. But you really have got to do the research. You really have to. I'm telling you, if I can find out the day rate in a certain area, you can find out the day rate in any area. But it did take me about 45 minutes. So I just want to just be straight up with you people. Okay? The information is there. It really is. And then when you need to implement a plan, and now you need to understand more and more and more about the industry, that's when you should be asking questions from senior artists, right? That's when you should be. But some of these pointed kind of, how am I supposed to know if you don't tell me? How do you know? You look it up yourself. That's how you know. That's how you know. You look it up. You at least, the problem with a lot of you guys is you're not even making the effort. I talk to you all the time, and you ask me questions, and I'm like, well, did you look it up? No. Then why are you talking to me? Make an effort. Make a person feel like you're into your own career. Why? A lot of times I'm helping people, mentoring people. I'm more into your career than you're into your own. So I stopped doing it because you're wasting my time. So, That's all I'm going to say, people. It's Golden Globes Day. Anyway, I got to clean up my house and stuff, but I really wanted to make a point of saying that to you fabulous people. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back next Sunday, as I always say. I'll be back next Sunday and I'll show you my big book. I'll show you the book. But yeah, I'll be back next Sunday. And as usual, if you want, ask me questions in the thing. You know how I feel about it. You can always ask me questions. I'm answering Eileen's, correct? So might not be the answer you wanted, but I'm gonna answer you. Okay. So there you go. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get off this popsicle stand. Like, share, subscribe, notification, turn that joint on, ring the bell, and I will be back next week. And I am starting finally to film. I am filming. Woohoo! So you'll see some new content from me coming up as well. So anyway, peeps, I'll see you next week. Bye, beautiful people.